Hey guys, me again with another YouTube video. Today we're going to be taking a look at another updated AK model. This is the PP-19 Bizon Mark II. I have only ever made one other version of this rifle, and it was based off of my super old AN-94 base. So it was completely inaccurate to the actual Bizon. This one looks much better and is much more accurate. This one is based off of my AKS-74U chassis, which is actually how the Bizon was developed. It was originally designed off of the AKS-74U, and we actually have a follow-up to this one. This one, the order that I built these in was a little different, but I actually started by building the PP-19 Vitesse. So a little bit of development history on the Bizon. The AKS-74U was the first rifle that was designed for tank crews and things like that. Tank crews kind of took a look at it, and their basic understanding of it was, yeah, that's cool. It's, you know, the magazine sticking out 30 rounds it's kind of hard to maneuver that type of rifle in such a confined space. The recoil might be a little too much for certain shooters, things like that. So the program and the weapons designers decided that in order to combat that, they were going to go ahead and try to make an SMG version of the AKS-74U chambered in 9mm, and then they wanted to provide the tank crews and everything with a solid amount of firepower. So the way that they decided to do that was give them these huge magazine sizes on the gun itself. So they kind of took a look at helical magazines as a serious solution to the problem of trying to fit a whole bunch of magazines in such a small space, and that's where the PP-19 Bizon came into play. We also see this in the PP-90 M1, which is also a Russian SMG. That one was more specifically built instead of just trying to be a conversion like the PP-19. They found out that helical magazines, the reason nobody uses them in the military is because they suck and they're horribly unreliable. So instead of trying to use the helical magazines, but they already had a weapon chambered in 9x19 Makarov, instead of just trying to use the helical magazines, they went to stick magazines. And that is actually where the PP-19 Vitesse comes from. So there's a little bit of history for you guys on this particular model, and without further ado, we can go ahead and take a look at the LDD version of this model. So like I said, I have only ever made this model once before, and yeah, it was not exactly accurate. So this one is much better. So this uses a pretty simple stock folding mechanism. You push forward on this button and it releases this, and it just rotates on over nice and flat up against the receiver over here. Pretty simple stuff, and not exactly too challenging to make. This uses Technic pins here and here to get the slopes of this. Pretty simple. And then this one would be held in place like so. Again, pretty simple stuff, not too difficult. This has my most basic AK receiver on this side of everything. So my most basic AK grip, the basic dust cover, fire selector, safety, everything is pretty basic. This uses the Vitesse's magazine release, which is moved ever so slightly forward instead of being back closer to the trigger guard and pistol grip. This has its own proprietary helical magazine, pretty simple. There's actually, I want to say 50 rounds sitting in this one. So if we color select this, 50 bricks selected, there's 50 bullets sitting inside of this magazine right now. I did make a custom magazine. I was having a huge amount of trouble trying to get a circular pattern with the kind of ridges in it for the magazine, so I instead decided to go for a perfectly circular magazine that was translucent and had bullets on the inside of it, just like you would see on my PP-90 M1 that I also did. I also tried to make these in a helical pattern, so you can see this one back here is slightly behind this one, and you can see that it wraps up and around. like so. So it comes up and then around. And I think I achieved my goal pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. And then it hooks into place back here in the back using the standard magazine release. And then it clips up here in the front just like so. Pretty simple stuff. It's just supposed to kind of get held in place. It's not really, you know, supposed to do anything too important. To wind the magazine, you can actually use this piece. So this does actually move. So you can actually wind that, which I found be pretty cool to be able to fit that in there and get the kind of detail going on up here. This has my AKS-74U and Vitiaz muzzle brake on it. Pretty basic stuff going on up front here. Same with the Aran, so that's all pretty basic. But the handguard was entirely changed to match the Bizon's model. So this does have a kind of weird looking handguard, but it's a pretty cool looking handguard. It's pretty iconic too. So I did want to spend a lot of time getting this correct, and this does involve a whole bunch of upside down pieces down here, sideways pieces through here, right side up pieces here, sideways pieces again through here. This was a really fun handguard to do. I really did enjoy it, and it does look really, really nice. I am really happy with it. So that's pretty much it though for the PP-19 Bizon Mark II. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. If you want to see this model and others posted a lot earlier than the actual videos and get to talk to me just a little bit, don't be afraid to check out my different usernames in Discord. There's also a lot of really talented builders inside of that Discord that honestly could build far better than I can. So if you guys want to get exposed to the community just a little bit more and actually get a little bit of more one-on-one time with the people in a more intimate setting, don't be afraid to check out that Discord. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, comment and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. See ya.